Hello, my name is Mr. Guller. Today's experiment will be about friction forces. We're going to find static friction and kinetic friction of three different objects. I have my three different objects with different surfaces. The first one is cork, or some students want to call it rubber. And the second one is felt, it's kind of fabric. And third one is plastic. And they have the empty backside, so we can put masses in it. So our goal is to see if the static friction is greater than kinetic friction. Also, I'm going to verify it with the Pascal force sensor. So let's get started with the rubber one with 500 grams in it. So I will be putting 500 grams in the rubber object, and then I'm going to measure with spring scale what is the static friction in order to move it, and then I'm going to see what is the kinetic friction to keep that object in motion, again with the spring scale. Those two together will be at the same time, and the static friction and kinetic friction I'm going to verify with the force sensor to see if they are really telling the truth. Alright, let me start with the fork, this one with 500 grams in it. So what you need to do is attach a spring scale to this object and try to read it before it just starts moving. So I'm going to pull this gently so you can read it. Okay, 4, 5 newtons, 6 newtons. Oh, it was about 6.2. Okay, 6.2. So that is static friction, and it will go right here, 6.2 newtons with spring scale. Rubber plus 500 grams requires 6.2 newtons of force. Now I'm going to see what is the kinetic friction of the same object, 500 grams rubber. In order to keep moving, how much force it needs to be applied. So let's see, in order to keep the object in motion. Okay, you gotta go. Let me do it again. Move it with constant speed and read it. But it shouldn't. Okay, it looks like 3.8. 3.8. While it is moving, it requires 3.8 with spring scale, 3.8 newtons. And now let's repeat the experiment with the force sensor for the static friction and kinetic friction. Since the hook of that force sensor is a little bit small and doesn't hook up on the object, so I'm going to get a help with a string, and both ends has loops. So let me pass this over. Okay, and then combine both ends, and then you can start recording before you pull it, and make sure it reads 0. Okay, before you pull it, you should read the 0. If it's not reading 0, then hit that 0 button to calibrate it, and then start your recording. Gently pull it. Once it starts moving, keep moving with a constant speed, and then stop recording.